I'm Dawn Janes-Bartley, President, Risk Manager, and Insurance Guru at Minnesota Insurance Group. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about employee dishonesty or crime coverage. Employee dishonesty coverage is pretty much what it sounds like. If your employee steals from your business. In restaurants and bars, employee theft is a pretty common risk for businesses like that. Whether your employees are flat out stealing cash because they're responsible for balancing drawers and stuff, or they're over-serving patrons and costing your bar money from the cost of liquor, they're shorting tabs, they're deleting items from tickets, they're comping stuff after collecting funds. All different ways that employees can take funds from your business that was meant to cover your profit and your expenses. So there's lots of ways to prevent it or reduce it, but having some employee dishonesty coverage is really important in case something gets through the cracks. You can have great POS services that can run reports and do audits. You can have surveillance equipment, you can have auditing procedures, you can separate employee responsibilities, but at the end of the day, some employees who are just gonna find a way to take your stuff, glassware, alcohol, food, or cash, are probably going to find a way to do it. Unfortunately, sometimes those losses start small and they come from people that might be in upper management and might be trusted. So bookkeepers, managers, shift managers who are responsible for issuing checks or sending requests for vendors, that can occur, and all of a sudden you might have checks being paid to a vendor that seems legitimate, and 4 or 5 years later you found out that that was a bank account for an employee that set it up and wrote checks to themselves. That's an example of a claim that I'm actually familiar with here for a client that had a bookkeeper taking funds over several years for a gambling problem. Trusted person, considered close friend, and unfortunately created fictitious invoices and wrote checks out for years for services that seemed legitimate but just weren't. So other things to keep in mind is to make sure you carry enough coverage and that you have checked backgrounds in case you have employees that have prior known thefts. If you're not doing that, you may find out that if that employee is the one stealing, that there might not be coverage. I'm Dawn with Minnesota Insurance Group, happy to answer any of your questions.